Okay, so polynomial long division. We're also going to go over synthetic division in this. I have no memory of this long division. So before I go over this, I want to go over some like health and wellness apps that will kind of, I have them, they help me. I think they're good for everyone to just know that they're out there. This first quote, it's healthy to admit you're not okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's brave, but don't let it win. Be sad, have your moment, your day or week, and then do something about it and be happy for yourself. It is okay not to be okay. I think that is the most important thing to recognize just as a human in this world, that we don't always have to be perfect. Okay, so mental health is very important. And here's some apps. So these are just, the ones on the left here are just general mental health apps. So like this Mood Fit, What's Up, Headspace, and Calm. They all just give you some kind of general mental health things. If you're ever in a crisis and you need like to talk to someone and you don't know who to talk to, these two apps in the middle, this Not Okay app and especially this Safe Utah app, are great apps. If you know like someone's in trouble or whatever, that is a great way to reach out and get some help. Okay, and then anxiety. I know I have anxiety pretty bad. A lot of people have anxiety, but these two things, this Mind Shift and Breathe to Relax, help to kind of cope with that anxiety and give you some tools to get through life. Being a human is kind of hard sometimes, but all right. Anyways, speaking of being a human, humans have to do math, so we are going to do some math problems, okay? So long division. I'm just going to briefly go over this long division. So if I put this into my calculator, that's what you're going to get. But that's not going to help us when we get to this polynomial long division. So let's just go through and do this longhand and see if we can remember how to divide longhand. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I want to see how many times does 7 go into 3? Well, it doesn't. How many times does 7 go into 34? It goes in 4 times. And then 7 times 4 is 28. Then I'm going to subtract that and I get 6. I'm going to bring down the next number. 7 goes into 68 9 times. 9 times 7 is 63. Subtract that, you get 5. Bring down the 9. 7 goes into 59. How many times is that? 8 times. 8 times 7 is 56. Get 3. Bring down the 1. 7 goes into 31 4 times. 4 times 7 is 28. Subtract that, you get 3. Bring down the 9. 7 goes into 39 5 times. 5 times 7 is 35. 4, bring down the 4. 7 goes into 44. 6 times 7 times 6 is 42. And I'm left with a 2 with nothing left to bring down. So this means this is my remainder. And I can just put it over the 7. So this would be on 2/7. Which is exactly what we got here. This decimal corresponds to that 2/7. Okay, if you can do this, you can do long division with polynomials. Okay, let's get into that. So there's another division problem. Math teachers, you won't have a calculator everywhere you go. Smartphones exist. So fun fact, I grew up without a smartphone until like my beginning years of college. And so I didn't have this handy dandy thing with me all the time. I didn't have photo math that I could just go snap a picture of and look at it, which by the way, drives me crazy. Okay, let's look at this. So if we want to divide this polynomial by a binomial, we're just let's set up our division problem. These steps on the right side, please write these down. Okay, write these steps down. So here, the first step we did was we divided, or we saw how many times does like the number go into the number. So here, we're going to divide first with first. Okay, and when I say first with first, I literally mean like this first term with this first term. Okay, so divide first with first. So x cubed divided by x, and I get x squared. That's what goes up top. And then we're going to multiply to the outside terms. So there and there. X squared times x is x cubed. X squared times negative 2 is negative 2x squared. Then we're going to subtract. And when we subtract this, we could distribute this subtraction in, which is going to change both of those signs. So we can just change the signs here. Those cancel, and then 4x squared plus 2x squared is 6x squared. Then I'm going to bring down that next term. And then I'm going to repeat myself. Okay, this is a lot of repeating ourselves. So again, then we just do first with first. So 6x squared divided by x, and I get 6x. So it goes up top. Then multiply 6x times x is 6x squared. 6x times negative 2 is negative 12x. Subtract. Change those signs. Those cancel, and then negative 16x plus 12x is negative 4x. Bring down that next one. Then divide. Negative 4x divided by x is negative 4. That goes up top. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. Subtract. Change those signs. They both cancel, so we don't have a remainder here. And our answer is, we don't have one, so we don't have to interpret anything. So that is our answer, the x squared plus 6x minus 4. Okay? Now this one. So this is a little bit harder because it has that 3x minus 2. So we're just going to do it the same exact way, though. So 6x cubed divided by 3x. We get 2x squared. That's what goes up top. Then we multiply to the outside terms. Subtract the signs. Subtract, change the signs. Those cancel. Negative 13x squared plus 4x squared is negative 9x squared. Bring down that next term. Then divide first with first. Negative 9x squared divided by 3x is negative 3. Then multiply. So you get negative 3x times 3x is negative 9x squared. Negative 3 times negative 2 is 6x. Subtract, change those signs. You get 6x. Bring down the 6. Divide first with first. So 6x divided by 3x is 2. That goes up top. 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Subtract, change those signs. Those cancel, and I'm left with a 10. So I'm left with a remainder here. To do that, you just put it over whatever you were dividing by. So this remainder is just going to go over what we were dividing by. Okay, so then this is our final answer. Okay, let's look at this one. So here, there's something missing. So if we looked at this, we have like x cubed, x squared, but then we have an x. But there's no x there, so it would be like 0x and then 4. So when we're setting this up, we just have to plug in a 0x for where the x was going to be. Okay, it's kind of like a placeholder. We need that placeholder there, and it's going to get us all mixed up if we don't. And then we can just go through this the same exact way. So divide first with first, you get 12x squared. Multiply, you get 12x cubed plus 12x squared. Multiply to the outside terms, so this is from here. Okay, subtract, change those signs. You get negative 8x squared, bring down the 0x. Negative 8x squared divided by x is negative 8x. Negative 8x times x is negative 8x squared. Negative 8x times 1 is negative 8x. Change the signs. 8x, bring down the 4. Divide, you get 8. Multiply 8x plus 8. Subtract, change the signs, and I'm left with negative 4. So then our remainder would be minus 4 over x plus 1. You could also write this as plus a negative 4 if you wanted. Okay. Now, so I've gone over the long division part. I'm going to go over synthetic division. So long division, let's write some notes over here. So you can only use synthetic division when the thing you are dividing by only has a 1 right here, or only has an x. So we can have whatever we're dividing, blah, 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 divided by this has to just be an x, and it can be plus or minus whatever number. Okay, if it's long division, you can always use long division. Synthetic's just kind of a shortcut. But if this was like a 3x plus some number, or if it was an x squared plus some number, that's when this number is not a 1, that's when you have to use long division. Okay, because you're all going to want to use synthetic division all the time. Okay, so let's go through this shortcut that we know. So here, we're just going to do it upside down. Okay? And then if I set that x plus 4 equal to 0, I end up getting x equals negative 4. That's what I'm going to put on the outside here. And then the coefficients of these, so this is technically like a 1. This would be a negative 1. This would be a negative 27. This would be a negative 28. That is what's going to go inside here. So this is going to be 1, negative 27, and negative 8. So then the first thing we do is I just drop down that first number. Okay, and then I'm going to multiply. 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. And then I'm going to add those. Negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5. And then I'm going to multiply. Negative 5 times negative 4 is 20. So I just repeat everything. Negative 7 plus 20 is negative 27 plus 20 is negative 7. Negative 7 times negative 4 is positive 28. I add that and I'm left with 0. Okay, and then so what do those numbers mean? Well, when we divide x cubed by x, I get an x squared, right? So that's going to be what that first term is. If I divide x squared by x, I just get an x. So that's that second term. If I divide x by x, I get a constant, which would be no variable. And the last number would be the remainder. So this first one is always just 1 less than whatever that exponent was. And then it just counts down. Okay, so then our answer here would just be x squared minus 5x minus 7. Pretty shabby, huh? Let's look at this one. So I'm going to set that equal to 0, and I get x equals 3. So then I have 3 on the outside, and then 4, negative 16, 20, and negative 16. Drop it like it's hot, multiply, and add. So I'm going to drop that first. Then I'm going to multiply. So 4 times 3 is 12. Then I'm going to add, and I get negative 4. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Add those. I get 8. 8 times 3 is 24. Add those, and I get 8. So then that is our remainder. 8 is our remainder. That's going to be x squared. That's x. And then that last one is the remainder. So I put it over the x minus 3, whatever we divided by. Okay. So then that's going to be 4x squared minus 4x plus 8 over x minus 3. Cool. Easy breezy, beautiful cover squirrel. All right, next one. So this one, it looks like we're missing something here. So the same way when we were doing the long division, we have to put in fillers. So we have a 0x squared and a 0x. So this is going to be, okay, hopefully that makes sense. But then x minus 9 equals 0. We're going to add the 9 over, so you get x equals 9. Then that's 1, negative 9, 0, 0, and negative 1. So drop down the 1. 1 times 9 is 9. Add those, you get 0. 0 times 9 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 times 9 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 times 9 is 0. Negative 1 plus 0 is negative 1. Okay, so then that's going to be x cubed, that would be x squared, that would be x, that would be our constant, and this would be our remainder. Since we have like this 0x squared, 0x, and 0, this is the same as just x cubed minus 1 over x minus 9. Okay? Just a reminder, to do synthetic division, the coefficient must be a 1 and the exponent must be a 1. If it is not, that's when you have to do long division, which is why I showed you long division first, because you cannot always use synthetic division. Okay? Goodbye. Keep being awesome. See you soon. Hopefully see you soon. Bye.